Would real people actually say this? I just read AMD is unifying its Linux Vulkan driver strategy, dropping AMDVLK and backing RADV as the officially supported open source driver.
Would real people actually say this? That's a bold consolidation, fewer forks, more coherence, and a promise to accelerate fixes with community collaboration.
Would real people actually say this? The rationale seems to be a single, high-performance codebase shaped by the whole open source ecosystem.
Would real people actually say this? But doesn't that assume RADV will stay compatible across distros and kernels without a separate AMDVLK maintenance path?
Would real people actually say this? It's a fair concern. The strategy depends on RADV's long-term reliability and Mesa's governance to absorb changes.
Would real people actually say this? They invite developers and users to contribute, almost turning Radeon into a living collaborative project.
Would real people actually say this? The invitation to contribute via Mesa Docs and GitLab makes it feel like a joint venture, not a one-way directive.
Would real people actually say this? I wonder about tooling momentum. Will existing AMDVLK users smoothly transition to RADV, or will friction slow adoption?
Would real people actually say this? The move reduces maintenance overhead, letting engineers focus on performance and stability for Radeon customers.
Would real people actually say this? It's also a narrative shift toward community stewardship, which has its own challenges in coordinating patches and review cycles.
Would real people actually say this? For context, RADV lives under Mesa, so the public, community-driven process likely means broader review and faster bug discovery.
Would real people actually say this? Still, the evidence on real-world performance versus AMDVLK's proprietary angle becomes nuanced. It's not purely black and white.
Would real people actually say this? The documentation linked to Mesa RADV suggests a transparent, standards-based path with open governance and visible changes.
Would real people actually say this? On the flip side, the consolidation might amplify risks if RADV's maintainers stretch thin across hardware generations.
Would real people actually say this? It's a big trade-off: release cadence, ABI compatibility, and regression surfaces hidden behind collective effort.
Would real people actually say this? The focused path forward could accelerate innovation, but we should consider whether the switch might upset workflow from some developers.
Would real people actually say this? I'm curious how this affects Linux distributions. Packaging RADV as default could standardize, yet groundbreaking changes risk breakages.
Would real people actually say this? The RADV repo on Mesa GitLab shows ongoing work. It's a living ecosystem, not a static vendor driver.
Would real people actually say this? The cascade effect. Improved Vulkan support on Radeon could reflect back on AMD's driver strategy across kernels and user space stacks.
Would real people actually say this? And what about the community's capacity to audit security, performance, and driver updates at scale?
Would real people actually say this? The invitation mentions both learn and contribute, signaling open governance rather than proprietary exclusivity.
Would real people actually say this? I can imagine a scenario where RADV gains ubiquity, but a few stubborn enterprise setups chase AMDVLK for compatibility.
Would real people actually say this? The one codebase vision feels elegant, like choosing one core engine for a car instead of juggling multiple crates.
Would real people actually say this? Yet, consolidation can dampen niche optimizations. Some hardware quirks may land late or never, depending on community priorities.
Would real people actually say this? The notice includes links to the RADV docs and Mesa repo, making it easy to peek under the hood and contribute.
Would real people actually say this? This transparency could boost trust, but it also raises expectations for rapid fixes with every new Vulkan revision.
Would real people actually say this? I wonder how this affects AMD's own roadmap, since open source momentum might steer shifts away from private forks.
Would real people actually say this? If someone asks what's gained by RADV, the answer is performance parity plus community-driven bug detection across many setups. Would real people actually say this? Still, the proof is in reproducible benchmarks, and we should watch for any regression patterns as the RADV baseline evolves.
Would real people actually say this? There's also the cultural shift. Inviting external contributors requires governance, review speed, and clear contribution guidelines.
Would real people actually say this? The messaging feels optimistic, but we should consider potential undercurrents like competition with proprietary stacks, even within Linux.
Would real people actually say this? The open source path benefits from diverse testers, more hardware combos, more drivers corresponding to more user scenarios.
Would real people actually say this? I can imagine a future where RADV's features outpace expectations, but consolidation could slow down niche optimizations.
Would real people actually say this? The consolidation could simplify QA, but it hinges on Mesa's ecosystem staying robust and responsive to Radeon-specific needs.
Would real people actually say this? Remember, RADV isn't vendor-locked. That means broader collaboration, but it might complicate performance guarantees.
Would real people actually say this? The commitment to open source Vulkan on Radeon frames the future as shared progress rather than secrecy.
Would real people actually say this? The really interesting part is how rapidly community patches translate into real-world gains on gaming and compute workloads.
Would real people actually say this? Now consider, will distribution maintainers pin RADV by default or leave user choice to balance stability with speed?
Would real people actually say this? The caveat, open governance isn't a silver bullet. It can slow down decisions if reviews pile up or disagreements linger.
Would real people actually say this? We might see a spiral of iterations. RADV improvements spawn more testing, which in turn fuels broader Linux Vulkan adoption.
Would real people actually say this? On the other hand, fragmentation risks persist if AMDVLK somehow continues in any complementary role or as a legacy fallback.
Would real people actually say this? The invitation to contribute leverages the broad Mesa community, great for diversity, but sustaining momentum requires governance clarity.
Would real people actually say this? The long-term question remains. Will RADV keep pace with new Vulkan features as AMDVLK era ends and new hardware arrives?
Would real people actually say this? If RADV keeps up, Radeon could become a model for open-source hardware acceleration across GPUs beyond AMD.
Would real people actually say this? Yet, we must watch for potential bottlenecks in maintainership. One project can still overload maintainers with reviews.
Would real people actually say this? The open-source path invites both praise and scrutiny, with benchmarks, bug threads, and release notes under the magnifying glass.
Would real people actually say this? My take. It's exciting, but the proof will be in how quickly users notice smoother Vulkan experiences on Radeon hardware.
Would real people actually say this? Also, the user community benefits from clear contribution guidelines, issue triage, and transparent roadmaps to avoid chaos.
Would real people actually say this? If we tie this to educational value, RADV becomes a living classroom for developers to learn Vulkan tuning and GPU driver internals.
Would real people actually say this? So we end up with one open-source engine steering Vulkan on Radeon backed by Mesa with communal learning, testing, and improvements.
Would real people actually say this? The big question lingers. Will this focus unlock widespread uptake, or will edge cases cling to legacy paths despite the simplification?